Hello, Editing Joey here. This week's podcast will be split into 2 episodes because David and I, we talked for so long that we recorded for 1 full hour. So the first part is what you're listening to right now will be for 30 minutes. And then when you're done listening to that, go listen to the next part, which is also up at the same time for another 30 minutes. Enjoy. Hello, welcome to He's Hot But Something's Off with me, just Joey T. And this week, again, we have a special guest, David. David, how's it going?
Padam. I'm here and I'm alive and I'm actually got more energy this one. So yes, I have my serotonin. I have most of my throat back. Like my congestion's mostly gone.
From sucking
Energy's
cock?
back to 90 out of 100, 9 out of 10, whatever fractions. But I am back, baby. I am back.
Yeah, so for people that don't know David that well, on last week's episode of the podcast, that wasn't really the normal, usual David because he was quite tired from EDC, and I kind of sort of made him do an episode of the podcast with me only like a couple of days after he's been at EDC Vegas.
Actually, being here, I actually do not recall. I'm like, sort of familiar, but then I was like, wait a second, it was a fever dream. It was this time last week?
We recorded the same day last week, yeah. So it was exactly 7 days ago that we recorded last week's episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Padam.
So there we go. So we've been just sitting around the house, literally. We are homebodies. We talked about it before.
I was also sick, and I'm also poor.
You weren't really that sick.
We're 2 broke girls.
You weren't that sick.
Well, I'm not poor. Yeah. I was just more sicker than normal. I just didn't want to get other people sick, so I was just sort of
just like the post-circuit party, little itch in the throat.
Circuit cough or something, yeah. I mean...
But it wasn't that bad.
The desert, yeah. And I mean, it just destroyed it destroyed my nostrils. Like so much dust and crap got up there.
Yeah, it is very... Well,
it was weird.
It's very dusty in the desert, and also the air is quite dry. You know, if you're not used to that lower humidity, that could be irritating for your throat.
I put something in my nose as a joke to be really obnoxious, and then when I pulled it out, it was
what
like...
was it?
I think I just put...
Candy, licorice?
Nah, it was probably like drugs. So... no, you know what I put in? The G vial. As a joke, I just put it in there. And then anyways, as a joke,
I don't know if this is kosher to put onto the thing.
You can censor it and they can think there was a bacon or something. I put it in as a joke. And then when I put it out, someone's like, are you bleeding? I'm like, oh my God. I didn't realize. So I wasn't bleeding until I put a foreign object into my nose.
You shoved a piece of plastic up your nose.
Yes, I did. Yeah. And then
for comedic relief.
Yes, for comedic. Well, not relief, but
did people
comedy.
laugh?
They did, and then I guess they were like, "Oh my God, he's bleeding."
Okay, well,
but only after I put it in there, so it was my own fault.
Well, duh, yeah, you were bleeding, but you shoved that up your nose, of course.
Maybe Leona Lewis's "Bleeding Love" came on, and I was like,
I doubt that Leona Lewis came on while you were in the middle of Camp EDC.
That's shade. You're like,
unless it was like some sort of EDM mix.
No, you're like, I doubt that Leona Lewis came on. You're just shady. You hate her. You hate Leona Lewis.
That is not true.
Just Joey hates Leona.
That is not true.
Fact. Put it in the Wikipedia.
Well, there's no Wikipedia page about me. Actually, I've never searched. Maybe there is.
I think if people search your name, they'll find other things.
What if there was? I sometimes do Google searches on my name. The thing is, there are a lot of Joey Tings out there.
But you're just Joey Ting. No, you're just Joey T.
Yeah, if people search my just Joey T, like they just get like my YouTube, my Instagram, that stuff, and it's like whatever.
All the really popular
all the stuff I've like chosen to put on the internet, so I know what's out there.
Well, the algorithm is like it tells you about the cruise videos, right? They're the biggest.
Yeah.
Just with like the ones with like the tens of thousands.
Yeah, so it brings up
views.
a ton of the YouTube videos. You'll bring up some stuff from my Instagram, like random photos here and there.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't. But I would be surprised if there's a Wikipedia about either one of us.
If you look me up, I have a park. Yes,
what?
I'm a doctor and I have a park in Canada where all the homeless people live.
Also, in Vancouver, in downtown, there is a park called David Lamb Park.
Everyone's been in it. Every homeless person was been in it. It's just a freaking... I think it was kind of nice, But then
it's a nice park. It's actually
Is
a
it
nice park.
actually?
It is a nice park. It's quite large.
But it sort of makes more sense if it was like trashy.
It's actually a nice. Well, yeah, it would mirror your
Yes.
situation more. It
Yeah.
was like small, tight, trashy,
not tight, not small,
loose,
trashy, loose, loose.
many visitors.
Many visitors, tire marks everywhere, like all the food
Skid
and
marks
trash
everywhere.
and just destroyed and like utterly like
Skid marks, Mira.
basically just destroyed. Skid row mida.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hey mida, it's trash mida.
Okay,
That's
so
my Korean name.
I don't think we have time to go into exactly how trashy and slutty you are on this podcast, but
Trashy, yes. Sunday intermittently.
when's the last time you had sex?
It's buffering. It's buffering.
It was very recent.
Yeah, but I mean, before that, it could have been It could have been hours before. But before incidents, it's like a roller coaster. There's there's peaks and valleys.
There are times when you're having sex and times where you're not having sex.
There's
Yeah,
actually
valleys.
there's actually weeks where I don't. So actually, yeah. And then it's like catch up. So the average is probably the same. You know, I'll probably say the average is probably the same, and then it's just there's peaks, and then there's just like drought, which I'm fine with actually.
Yeah, I mean, no one has a. Well, I was gonna say not. I mean, maybe a lot of people do. I was gonna say no one has like a very steady flow of sex, but actually, maybe a lot of people probably do.
Probably those in relationships.
I think
because it's stable.
I think for us, it's more like peaks and valleys.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I kind of like the fact that I can have weeks, even months without. I guess it's the time for healing and closure.
Literally for us, in the most literal sense. I don't know, when I'm at home here in LA, I don't get much of an urge to like go looking.
It's the home and away thing. No. When I'm home, it's like nothing. Don't shit where you eat. Just nothing exists. I'm a asexual eunuch. I'm a Ken doll with no parts.
It's like
just nothing.
Yeah, well,
Nothing
I mean,
doesn't even interest me. Like whatever. Just give me food.
for me, it's like I've got everything. I was like, I'm going to the gym. I've got work. I've got chores. I've got the house to take care of. Like it's not really like a thing. But when I'm traveling, it's usually when I'm, I don't have chores. I don't have to take care of anything. It's like, especially if it's a vacation trip. It's like, well, I've got nothing to do but have fun.
And the thing is, this is like a heteronormative life versus our life.
True.
Even outside of partying, I think it's easier for those people who want to find sex now with the growth of the apps and all that sort of stuff. For those who want it, it's there, and I'm not there to yuck anyone's yum. And so for those who are into that, then hell yeah, all the power to you. Whatever floats, whatever makes you happy. If you're not hurting anybody, then do it.
And it's consensual, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good message.
Yeah, no, it's
just showy tea.
It's not the point of this podcast to be all sunshine and lollipops, but I guess sometimes we might give good advice.
Yeah, so just go-y or just no-y, then don't just stop. Just stop. Just no means no means no.
Just stop.
No means no. Just stop. Just go-y. Out.
Just go or just no.
Just give me boba. Dude, give me boba and I'll consent to anything. Oh my God. You got me out of the house with boba.
Did I?
No, you picked me up.
I picked you up last week from a place because it was right after EDC and you were crashing with someone. And then I know you wanted to stay with me for the rest of the time.
Yes.
And I messaged you just be like, oh, do you need a ride? David said, no, I think, I have a ride. And I said, well, it's an excuse to get boba. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll take a ride.
Dude, it was instantaneous. Like, before he even finished the A of boba, I was like, yes.
Boba. We've only gone boba twice.
And then you were like, I enable you. But I mean...
We enable each other. Like, the amount of chips that we've eaten.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need a reason to eat junk food, but I feel you do, but you never need a reason if I'm here. I will always say yes to any ice cream or fried chicken or food. But now you're dieting.
Yeah, so I'm almost always bulking. You know this. I'm almost always bulking, eating everything. But I'm not exactly chubby or whatever. But I just wanted to slim down a little bit for the summer.
Yeah.
So just for like the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm just gonna cut back a little bit on the eating. So I'm not gonna be bulking per se. So just want to be a little more careful what I eat. Yeah. So not as much boba.
Wait, but boba, those balls have nothing like nutritious in
Well,
them,
unless
right?
you get it without sugar, it's just, like boba is mostly just sugar.
And then I added ice cream on mine, and it was fucking weird.
Yeah, we just
was fucking weird.
we went to K barbecue. What's the last night? 2 nights ago.
Bruh, what?
2 nights ago.
Oh, at that really sketchy place with all the home.
It was sketchy outside.
Yeah, yeah.
But the place was nice. But yeah, we went to Korean barbecue a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
then
Yep.
I noticed when we were driving, when we were looking for parking, that there was a boba place like just down the street.
Yep.
So right after dinner, we got boba and we were ordering, tapping on the screen, and then you added
Ice cream.
Apparently, you can add a scoop of ice cream onto your boba at
It
this
was
place.
very weird.
It was good though, right?
I mean, ice cream and anything is good, but then it just didn't taste like boba.
Yeah, but sometimes certain combinations like just don't go. Like those things by themselves taste great.
Wait.
But when you combine those things, it kind of tastes nasty.
That was just before we went out, and I was full, and like all the boba and
Oh,
the Korean
yeah, so
barbecue
this
was
was-
stuck in my stomach.
Oh, this was Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so this was Sunday. So it was Memorial Day weekend, this past weekend in the US, and the one party we went to was DJ Surrey, one of our favorite DJs, circuit DJs, was spinning at Hyde.
Was one of our favorites, but what happened? He didn't spin Padam.
Okay, well,
So now he's dropped down.
You should have marched up to the DJ booth and be like, "Hey, Surrey, what the fuck?"
It's like Padam, answer. It's the new brr, brr. If you walk down the street and you say
maybe
Padam,
he doesn't
Padam,
like Kylie.
get out. No,
I don't know.
He likes Kylie. He's gay. It's like in your blood.
What
You're,
about-
you're unable to hate Kylie.
Okay, so so you're saying as gays we are obligated to like Kylie Minogue?
The new greeting, if you see someone in the office and you suspect he's gay, you just go to him.
It's like Padam.
My theory, you write the words Padam and you just, what is this word? A normal person might say Padam, but the gay one would be like, Padam, I hear it and I know. Padam.
But it doesn't mean you're hitting on them, right? It's just
No,
a gay
it's just
greeting.
a marker.
It's the gay greeting of the summer.
It's the new brr. Yeah, it's the new
Please
brr.
don't do that.
Brr. Does it like trigger? It's like, okay, Google. Will they think no one's gonna listen? It's like, did my phone go off? Brum?
I don't know.
No.
No one did.
Padam.
It won't do that.
The new greeting is just Padam.
Padam.
Google works. Google
Yeah,
is gay.
Sorry, they didn't hear that, but I've got one of those
Gay go.
Google Nest things, and it just I forgot to turn off the mic on that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so don't
It's
don't
listen to
say,
us. Don't say those words.
Yeah, don't say the keyword. Anyways, but it was actually a good party. So it was
Music
DJ
was
Surrey at
good.
Hyde in West Hollywood. Is kitty corner from the gym I go to, which is the Crunch Gym.
It was actually very cute. So when the times when you were conscious, there was like two people.
Hey, back that shit up. Hit and run.
It was basically two people. There was two types of people there, right? The people with the massive eye bags and zombies. And so you went to EDC last week, and then everyone else who was fresh faced and was like,
You look pretty fresh.
look, were your eyes open?
Hey,
Boy,
hey,
you got home safely.
Hey, this is my podcast, and I would not tolerate that type of talk on
You got home safely. He got home safely.
Let's just say, I was a little tired,
And you were
I may
responsible.
have been a little bit sleepy.
And you were responsible.
Yeah,
actually.
but I, as a result, I left a little early.
Took himself home and got himself home responsibly by himself.
Yeah, I walked home. It was close. We both walked there together earlier,
Yeah, actually, yeah.
and we made it by 10:30. We made it in by 10:30. We had these discount tickets where it was cheaper if you got there by 10:30. And literally, as we got through security, it was 10:30 on the dot.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing for events to do, to bring people in earlier to,
Yeah, because you don't
Do
want
the
everyone
discount.
showing up like later and have it be dead have to be really dead
And
with the
it
open.
ended at 2:00 anyway. So getting there at 10:30, you'd get
Yeah, it
3.5
wasn't a late
hours
party.
out of it. And Memorial Day is not a mass. Most people are out of the town, right? Out of town.
And Memorial Day is a very popular holiday for people to travel. It's pretty much the for me, it's the long weekend that kind of kicks off the summertime, even though I think technically it's not summer yet.
Yep.
But it's like the first big weekend of like spring, summer-ish.
Well, I think it's the start of the party season for the.
Well,
gays
it's
who
the
go
weekend right
to-
before Pride Month. This is always the last weekend in May, Memorial Day weekend.
So I mean, it's three P's, right? Pensacola, Palm Springs has that Desertopia,
PV.
and then PV.
Yeah.
P&P.
So
P, 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 P.
we didn't make it to any of those places.
No, we made it to Hyde though.
Well,
barely.
Not the three P's. We didn't make it to we didn't make it to like, we knew about Pensacola, we knew about PV. I actually did look into some of those. Pensacola requires you to it's in a remote area, so you kind of have to plan it out just a little bit.
Wait, is Florida remote?
No, but Pensacola Pensacola itself is almost like it's not like in the middle of a city or something like that.
Oh,
it's like a slightly remote.
I thought you were being
part of
shady on
No,
Florida.
I wasn't being shady.
You're like, I want Florida to be remote, like that swing state. Swing the hell out of here.
No, that wasn't shade.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like one hotel that is walking distance to like this parking lot or like the beach where they have the Pensacola parties. I looked into it, but I didn't book it because I was like ages ago. And I did look at PV Pride because we talked about it a little bit, just like very tentatively, not in like a super serious way. But like flights to PV are like, for whatever reason, are super expensive.
Probably for that reason, because of Memorial Day.
No, I think like just pricing in general this year was like way more expensive than previous years. But I've been to PV before, not for this exact weekend, but I've been to PV for like Thanksgiving weekend, which is also a popular weekend to go down to PV. And it used to be like maybe $700 or $800. Now it's like over $1,000. So like something has happened with, or at least with United, something's happened with the PV flights. It's so expensive.
Did they ask for tipping for no reason? They did, didn't they? They're like, here's the screen.
It was Google search. Google's not asking for a fucking tip.
They would now. Google's like, do you want to add tip? Do you want to add tip to everything? I'm like, what the hell? No.
No, so I think a lot of our listeners on this podcast are based in North America. There's actually a decent number of listeners, I think, looking at the stats that are in Australia. But tipping is not an Australian thing. Isn't it predominantly like North American thing?
Yeah, because I don't think it's even done in Europe.
Is it in Europe?
I don't think it's in Europe.
Yeah, so I definitely times that you visited before, you've bitched about if you ever had to calculate a tip.
I just give it to someone else. I'm like, bro, just tell me what the tip is.
Yeah, you literally blank out. But it's in the US, for those that are not familiar, and also Canada. You go to like a restaurant for dinner. The bill comes and it's like however much amount. If usually it's not the gratuity or the tip is not included, and you're supposed to like fill in what you would want to tip. And then what the total is on the paper bill. When it was paper.
And the tax is also not included.
No, when the bill comes, the tax is in the total.
Yeah, and then like the service charges and the service fees.
Yeah, any of the taxes and fees is in the total when the bill comes, but then the tip is for you to add on top of that subtotal basically, and then you arrive at like the final total, the grand total.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but I'm like the dumbest tool shed in the light box. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm the not the sharpest tool in the light. I'm not the brightest bulb.
You're stupid.
That one. So what the fuck? Yeah, whatever. Well, I'm not so I'm okay with that. But my issue is like, if you go to and I ask my American friends, like, when do you tip, when do you not, right? So I'm like, if you go up to like a Subway sandwich person and you go up to buy the product, they make it for you, but you've gone to pick it up, and then they spin that stupid thing around, and it's like, it's going to ask you a few questions.
That's kind of a COVID thing.
But what the fuck do I do? Like,
So my understanding of the tipping etiquette, and this is usually that if you had people wait on you and you sat down and had people bring things to you or like kind of provide you a service at a table, like a sit down restaurant, you tip.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought.
If it's like a fast food type of thing, like McDonald's, Subway, where like, you're ordering at the counter and like it's fast food and you just leave, you don't tip.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it's just
same for like coffee. Like you don't usually tip a barista.
Yeah, but now they just spin that freaking thing around.
Yeah, so that's new with COVID because, before COVID, not that many like coffee shops or Subways or whatever, like had a tablet that you have to punch and tap on when to pay. With COVID, they wanted everything to be like, less contact, right? So it accelerated all the retailers transition to like all digital, have the tablet at checkout for everything.
Oh, those queer codes as well?
The QR codes.
Aren't they queer codes?
QR, no.
What? But does it stand for something?
I don't know.
Oh,
Probably.
I thought you did-
But it's not. It doesn't stand for queer.
Oh, I thought it was
Not
a
everything is
queer
gay.
code. It's phonetically queer. How would you say QR?
QR.
Queer.
QR. No, I want to try to. It's QR.
It's one syllable. It's easier. Queer.
Okay, we need to feed you some Adderall or something. But anyways, so during COVID, all the retailers converted to using like the tablets for checkout for everything, from like a convenience store, a 7-Eleven, to like Starbucks, coffee shops. All places are doing it, and in those systems, it's easy to just like click a button and have it ask for a tip for every customer and every transaction. So everyone's doing it now. Like every coffee shop has a tablet, and every tablet is programmed to ask you for a tip.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're buying like a coffee or you're buying like a candy bar at a 7-Eleven.
Okay, cool.
Or you're so that's the problem. Like every single retail establishment you can go into is asking you for a tip.
So as a North American resident, you have no guilt in turning that fucking bitch around and be like 0.
Well, I don't do it like that. Like I don't, the thing is like the people that are working the register, they didn't set up the tablet to ask for a tip.
Yeah.
The company corporate did. Like the Starbucks person that's ringing up your morning coffee isn't the person that programmed that tablet to ask you for a tip. The tablet comes pre-programmed. You're just trying to ring up your order.
Cool. So you don't as
I don't like look them in the like I don't like stare them down while I click whatever to like show my disapproval that this thing is asking for a tip when I don't usually tip.
So okay to not tip delivery. So I rephrase. When to pick up,
if it's something you pick up and it's like like a fast food situation, Subway, McDonald's,
anything
Starbucks,
to pick
coffee.
Okay, anything to pick up though. Here's the question: if I picked up dinner,
generally my understanding of the etiquette is that if it's a pickup, usually you do not tip.
Okay, so I tip this person money, just the tip before for my Korean chicken.
How do you tip them?
I put custom
Just
and then
tip.
I put 200 because that's like $3 Australian.
Well, I mean, the thing with COVID, it really kind of threw the tipping etiquette kind of for a loop, because like during COVID, obviously there are all these people doing delivery. Delivery, you tip because they're bringing you the food. Like they're hopping in a car, driving like 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Now, do you tip in Uber?
I don't tip for Ubers and Lyfts for rides. Okay. I know the option is in there.
Okay.
But I personally don't.
Well, isn't the tip the stars?
No, that's just a rating. It's like a review. It's like that's like the rating. That's not a cash. That's the money.
I just default give everyone 5 stars because I feel bad.
I just click on 5. Either I skip it, or I just click on 5.
Well, the weird thing actually with that system is like it seems I don't think the system's right. It doesn't seem right. But 5 stars seems to be like default unless you do something wrong, right?
Yeah. Well,
but weirdly, 5 stars should really be like excellent, fucking excellent. Perfect.
Oh my God! Here's the thing. So this is a story that I have. So this was when I was in college, and I had a car at the time, and I brought the car into the dealer, like the dealer where I got the car, to service it, because it was like needed oil change or whatever. And went to pick up went to pick it up, and I went to pay, and the guy was like, "Oh, we have this like survey for the service, like a customer satisfaction survey," and he said, "Oh, it's like a scale of like 1 to 10. Anything that's not a 10 is a fail. So could you please give us a 10?" Yeah. For me, that's kind of sort of like fishing for a tip.
Yeah.
Because for me, like 10 out of 10 means like you did nothing wrong, but it was like very average service. Honestly, that dealership wasn't very good. So like I didn't give them a 10.
Well, I mean, it's weird because like if you ask for like ratings in other things, hey, how'd you rate the movie? Oh, it was like an 8 out of 10. That's like really good.
Yeah.
But because like 10 out of 10 is perfect. It's, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'm just thinking.
I think in the Uber, Lyft type situation, it is a little skewed. The 5-star is kind of sort of like the default. But like when I'm looking at the stars after I get a ride, I'm kind of thinking, I mean, unless there was something particularly bad about it, usually like I've got no excuse to like, for lack of a better word, like ruin their overall rating by clicking on anything less than a 5.
Yeah, I give them 5 as well. Although
because I know how much the ratings mean for like drivers and stuff.
I agree. And so that's why over World Pride, where you were down in Sydney, my Uber rating dropped like 0.0, like dropped
because you were calling cars and it was like a bunch of messy gays crawling into like like
So I wanted to
it's
say
a group of like 7 gays crawling into like some SUV and like being really
but
loud and obnoxious.
but the thing is, we actually weren't because we were going to look. I mean, we're messy at the party, but actually in the car we're generally. I mean, objectively, we're actually generally okay. I will pride at least. I don't know what you do. Other things. There was maybe 1 or 2 instances where we're talkative, but we're not actually rude.
I think we were just like.
My thing dropped like 0.0.
It's pretty minor. It's pretty minor.
But I don't really use Uber too much, so I guess my number of rides is low. But mine dropped to like 4.88. I mean, it was 4.93.
It's HHBSO Express.
It was, and I wanted to blame homophobia during Pride Month.
No, it's
Anyways.
not. We were,
but it's June now. It's June now. So
it's June now. By the time this goes up, we're recording in May, but this goes up in June.
Oh, wait, is it May? I thought you said it's June. Did you say it's June?
This goes up on Thursday, and tomorrow's June 1st. So by the time
tomorrow was June.
Our listeners listen to this, it will be June.
I live in the Tomorrowland though, because I'm in Australia. So actually, it is June in Australia.
Yes.
So, anyways,
we're not in Australia, but technically yes.
But now it's June. Now you can that meme, the "Move I'm Gay" meme. You can now use it now. It's Pride Month.
Can you actually explain it? Yeah, you explain it to me, but explain it to our listeners.
Oh, it's
this
just
meme.
Well, it's just
they can't see it.
They can't see it. Isn't it a video?
But not. Some people are listening to the audio version of this.
Oh.
You don't know how a podcast works, do you? Explain the meme.
I was trying to be ASMR. Yes, whatever.
No, just explain the meme.
Wait, was it just it's a still meme, so image.
Well, try your best to explain it.
No, it's just it's a person of someone pushing someone out of the way, and the caption is "Move, I'm gay."
Yeah,
and it was a joke.
It's like a gay
I don't know where it's from, but yeah,
it's like a Pride Month joke.
Under the meme where it's like you're empowered now and you can do things now because it's Pride Month. And then you can also be some obnoxious little person at EDC with swinging lights using the "Move I'm Gay" meme 2 weeks before I should have been doing it. So I was saying, "Move I'm Gay."
Yeah, he was telling me he was doing that in EDC and not realizing
that it wasn't
Pride Month. Even if it was Pride Month, that doesn't technically entitle you to tell other people "Move I'm Gay."
It was like obnoxious, and it really didn't actually move. I was in space. I didn't actually hit people, but it was just.
It wasn't people. You were probably swinging at some like bushes on the side.
It probably wasn't actually even
probably
people.
Wasn't people. It was like a chain link fence you were talking to.
I was probably just by myself in the corner. Actually, I've been in the corner by myself.
You're actually swinging at a garbage can.
I was probably hallucinating
in a corner,
trash
in a dark corner.
It could have been a mirror because I'm also trash, so it could have been that. But I mean, at EDC though, you could do that because everyone's super lovely. I'm back to reality now with normal crowds and actually
like the one at Hyde.
So this coming weekend, that's normal, I guess.
That's a normal crowd.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting used to this weekend. I'll be getting used to seeing straight girls at a gay party, which is always.
Let's talk about that. We can dive into that a little bit. But that's not a new thing.
No.
But we've all been to the. This is more for like the gay bars and clubs that you see in most of the neighborhoods in a lot of major cities.
I wonder if this. Actually, no, it happens in Australia too. So
no,
it happens in Australia too.
Happens in most major cities. I think I've seen it happen in like London, all the major cities in the US. So like the neighborhood where like the bars and clubs are.
Anywhere where there's girls. And hey, newsflash, there's girls on the planet. There's girls.
Yeah, like
there's girls.
Well, here's the thing,
straight girls.
The thing is, sometimes straight girls will go to a
drag them, drag them, drag the heterosexuals. The era of the heterosexual female is over. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. So
girls are cancelled.
No, but I get it. Like
Joey's canceling girls.
I'm not. So sometimes straight girls will you see like straight girls in gay bars and clubs, which is fine.
You also feel them first sometimes.
But here's the thing. I get for example, when I lived in San Francisco, there was this bar. Oh my god, I forgot the name of this guy. But anyways, there was like some bar in the Castro in San Francisco that me and my friends kind of frequented. It was fun, and usually more nights than not, there'd be some number of girls on the dance floor, which is completely fine. The thing is.
Drag
Sometimes they
them.
might be like
Drag them.
Sometimes they might be having like a birthday party, which is great. Sometimes they might be having like a bachelorette celebration
Hens
type of
night?
a thing.
Yeah, hens night. You said
Yeah, you know,
that,
like whatever it is. You know, I think what I'm getting at is sometimes when it's like establishment that caters more to like gay men, the way that, you know, gay guys dance is not always that compatible with how some girls dance.
That was so PC.
I know.
You did not drag them.
I wasn't trying to drag them. I wasn't trying to drag them.
The era of the heterosexual.
How would you describe this?
I would say girls dance wide. They dance wide. They dance with handbags. They dance with long hair. They dance with extra entitlement in certain things where these guys will bitch slap you.
So like
you have no power here.
The tea though, like the thing is like we don't know that many girls. To be honest, we are not friends with that many girls. The two of us.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I don't think the girls in like the gay clubs are necessarily entitled. Not all of them anyways. Some of them, they're just having fun because they feel more free in that environment. But I can see how straight girls, they go to like a straight club and it's just like guys hitting on them. And sometimes you want to go to a club and just dance and not have people hit on you. So from that point of view, I can get why that's one reason why straight girls might want to go to like a gay bar, because, you know, it's good music and they just want to dance and they don't necessarily want to like have to, you know, fend off like straight guys hitting on them. So they feel a little bit more like free in that environment as a result. And then, you know, the way they dance is the way they dance. But, you know, that's not always the best for the people within a 3 feet radius of them on the dance floor.
In all seriousness, it is I want to say it's a minority, but sometimes it really does feel like it's a majority at some nights, in Australia at least, where they're taken over. And it's probably generally more like the hens nights or the birthday parties where, look, anyone can get drunk, whatever, but if it's when they're in packs and their power magnifies and then the obnoxious
I get what you mean.
entitlement happens, when it's like, okay, you might get, you know, worshipped and people might treat you like you're a princess or queen at straight clubs or treat like a piece of meat, honestly. So they do get a lot of bad things. There is male privilege for sure. But there's also a sense where you go to the other end where you can't be acting all high and mighty in a place where, in this instance, you are the minority. So maybe, and it is a small part, but those who are putting handbags, high heels,
just tone it down a little bit, because
it's just the awareness.